show you how to saute them all off. There we go. Have a look at this pasta.
Not just normal fettuccine, curly, huh?
Have a look at that. It's got a nice little edge to it.
Very cool.
I've got my big pot of water boiling, and whenever I cook pasta, I put lots of salt in, and that way the pasta is nice and tasty. So in goes this curly fettuccine. You can see it all goes in there. I've got some garlic here, about 6 or 7 garlic cloves, and I know how much you love garlic. I want you to brush them down with the knife and then chop them nice and fine all the way through here like that.
Onion and garlic, the base of many a good pasta dish, aren't they?
They are, you know. Everyone's got onions and garlic in their pantry, and it's when you sweat them off together or fry them off together, they become nice and sweet and caramelised.
No smell like it.
Exactly. And I love garlic. I mean, people say you get smelly breath from it, but you know what? I don't
love
care.
garlic. I don't care either.
Just a nice smelly breath. There's nothing wrong with it. I've got some butter here, and I'm a bit of a barbarian. I just cut straight through the butter. You should peel the packet first.
Yep.
But what I'm going to do is pop a nice big knob of butter into my pan here. That'll start to sizzle away a little bit. I'll also add some extra virgin olive oil to the pan like that. Now you can see the butter starting to sizzle away, and I'll pop my onions in there. And now I can start to turn it up. I don't like to have my butter in a really hot pan. I don't mind sizzling it a little bit and going a little bit brown, but to put it into a really hot pan so it sizzles and burns is a big no-no. And I put some salt in there as well, and some pepper, and also adding the butter and the olive oil together give it a fantastic flavour, because you know flavour is what it's all about. Now what I've got here is some mushrooms, and we've been using all these different mushrooms today. You know, I've got the king brown mushrooms there. Now you can see the king browns, on the bottom here there's a little bit of crusty stuff. We cut that off. Cut that off, discard it, put it into the compost, feed it to the cats, whatever you want to do with it. Throw it into the sea off Manly Beach, and let the whales eat it. But what I'm going to do is chuck a few mushrooms down here. Whatever you've got, whatever you can get, and you can just cut it up. Now, the little tip is if you are using these field mushrooms, these black gills here will colour whatever you're cooking. So if you don't want that black colour, take them out. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to cut them all in. Now, a lot of the trick is to actually cut the mushrooms up a different way. You know, I'm going to cut these field mushrooms up into squares, and then when you grab those oyster mushrooms, you're just going to tear these up. And the shiitake mushrooms, I'm going to slice nice and thick, because I love the flavour of the shiitake mushrooms. Now, in go the mushrooms. The onions are sweating off nicely. It'll take about 4 or 5 minutes. In that time, the pasta should be nearly ready to go. You're going to love this one. Now I'm going to put a little bit of cream in here because I do love the lusciousness and the creaminess of cream. Probably about a quarter of a cup in there. And just a little bit more. There we go. Just to make it nice and creamy. I think I've used it up, nearly used it all up. Now you can see I'm just going to toss that around, and you can see the cream goes into there really quickly. You want to have it nice and saucy. The last thing you want is a dry pasta.
We like it nice and saucy.
I'm going to grab the pan here and I'm going to move it towards you.
Yes.
You're going to grab that lemon in the microplane there and give me a little bit of lemon zest straight over the top there. Beautiful. Look at that. That's fantastic. Perfect. That's enough. Give it a tap. Yep. Perfect. I can smell the lemon already. Now the parsley and the chives, I'm going to grab them from in front of you there, and I always put some fresh parsley into my pasta right at the end. That's what gives it a lovely fresh flavour. And all I need to do is give that a little toss around like that. You can see the herbs will start to come through it. That looks great like that. Now grab that big bowl that's in front of you. Pop it right underneath my pan here. I reckon I've got a nice mountain of food. You can imagine, the thing about pasta is you can take an expensive ingredient or an ingredient that you don't have a lot of and turn it into a meal for everyone. That's what pasta's all about. Now the last thing I'm going to do is put a little bit of goat's cheese on top. I love goat's cheese, and I'm going to give you half as well, so you get messy fingers like me.
You got
We
it.
just sprinkle the goat's cheese on top. Normally with a pasta like this you would put Parmesan cheese on top. You can get goat's cheese from just about every delicatessen, and supermarkets have it as well. And when it goes together with the mushrooms, you'll have to agree with me, it is really, really delicious. Now this pasta,
This pasta.
it is. It's a big
But I'm
feast for
going to
everyone.
conquer it.